Verzuz. How did Verzuz come to be?
Man, we was home, and
During the pandemic.
we were just we know what tomorrow hold. We thought it was fun. We reconnected with people that we should have been reconnected with, but we live in a world that we move so fast. And I've been saying this. I told my friends, "When did the world shut down?" Everybody, yeah, right. But it actually happened. So that means whatever somebody say, do not say, "Oh,
That would never happen.
you better pay attention." When they talk about UFO, pay attention. So when the pandemic, it was just me and Swizz, and we just had a conversation about just life. I was happy to talk to my friend. Like, I didn't know we was like best of friends until we start sharing like our personal stories that happened with us, what happened with us in life, our personal stories. And then I just called him one day. I started antagonizing him. I'm like, all right, what you gonna do with this beat? And I just started like doing beat battles because we did it one time before, and TMZ picked it up when I played the Game of Thrones, and we talked about, going at each other, and we did it on Instagram.
Okay.
And then we had the idea when we did Summer Jam, is like do this album where I do Timbo side, he do Swizz side, like a versus Timbo. And then we tried the whole thing out really in Hot 97 at the Summer Jam. And it really worked. But everybody was outside. When the people outside the world go, we just doing the most. So I knew technology. I said once it shut down, I kind of had God put on my heart like technology was going to be the new wave. It's going to come in like a storm because we shut down. That's the only way to communication. Right. So I called Swizz. I said, man, remember that idea we had 3.5 years? The idea we did with battling each other. Let's do that here. Let's do that on Instagram. Let's do it now. And it was I tell you, it was God, moving the universe in the right direction to where it was no problem. And I think what sparked that up was D Nice. D Nice was DJing, everybody was on it. We was all jamming to D Nice, and I was like, man, what can we do? Saying to myself, and I called Swizz. I'm like, remember, the idea that we had. That we did a Summer Jam, let's do it right here on the gram. He's like, when? I said, right now. He said, right now? I said, yeah, why not? All right, let's give me an album, get my setup. I said, all right, I'm gonna get my setup. And when we sparked it off, it was all because of the love. So when we did it, we only had 30,000 people, but it spread it. Right. And then once it spread it, we all came together as a team and like, we got something here.
Right.
And we just took control of a situation, because I knew to really build like the platform we want to build really takes about two years. And when you want to get your idea out, you don't got 2 years. Like you need to show the world.
Yeah.
And so we just, as we just jumped out and did our thing, and God blessed it to where it caught on like wildfire. Right. And I thank him because he allowed us to know how to follow the lead, because some people get that spark plug and they go away from him. But I gotta think Swizz is a smart businessman. Like, as soon as we saw it and how people was embracing it, he's like, okay, we gotta have a meeting. What are we doing? This is what we doing. I said, right, we doing this, we gotta get the trademark, we gotta do this. And then people was like, oh, it ain't gonna last more past the pandemic. But me and Swizz knew that this was the new Soul Train. This was a new phenomenon. Right. This was something that's gonna go beyond the pandemic. And we just had to believe, because we had haters saying, oh, blah, 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 once they heard what we were doing. And then we knew as the culture, what I love about the culture, like, they kind of like a bunch of missies. Like, they'd be like, that ain't it, that ain't it. And then you got to work past that ain't it to be like, then they be on the line, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you for doing this. You don't know how much I did, but you was on last week, you was like, why y'all giving me this versus? Why you doing that? I was like, all right. Mama, auntie, we got you. We got you. I know you want cornbread. Yeah. I'm gonna go get you the cornbread, but bear with me. So that's how Verzuz was, and it's like, we really stood tall on that and got past that. And I can tell you another thing, it made us feel good in our soul. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and to see it get to this point to where we elevate, and now we get into the real business of it and negotiating certain things. And I just thank God that he allowed a tool that was already in place for us to to invent our tool that we had.
So what can we expect from Verzuz? And we see with the artists when they did this, the album sales, a lot of these artists hadn't put out music in a very long time, and we see their sales go through the roof. Everybody go and forget just how great the artists were and go back out and purchase some of their music and start that all over again. So what can we expect from Verzuz moving forward?
Man, we can expect the Verzuz effect. And we tell people how real that is. Like, we showing a new business. Verzuz is really a new business to show, like, catalogs, like you said, that never been heard. It's got kids going back listening to it.
Right.
Verzuz is a tool of the future of not just like rebirth of catalog that people might have because we selling the catalog.
Right.
But how do you get those catalogs to be heard again?
Right.
Verzuz is that platform.
Okay.
So what we got going forward is we trying to do bigger Verzuz. We got a couple lined up, but you know, like now that everybody outside is scheduling.
Right.
So we working on the scheduling, but we got some big ones.
Okay, I got some battles. I wanted you to know. Tell me, Chris Brown, Usher battle. Chris Brown versus Usher.
That's one of our top 10s too. You know, it can happen. We know it can happen. It's just a matter of time because it's good for the culture. And that's a good one.
Dr. Dre, Quincy Jones.
I didn't see that one. That would kind of be amazing. You just gave
Well, that's the only. I mean, can't nobody else battle Dre. Can't nobody else battle Dr. Dre but Quincy. Can't no one battle Quincy but Dre. That's it.
You think so?
Who else you gonna throw? Quincy? 60 years in the Quincy?
I don't think nobody can battle Quincy.
That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna throw anything at him, it's got to be Dre. From Sinatra to Ray Charles to Michael Jackson.
Like, see, come on, man. That's like you just said Sinatra. How do somebody come after Sinatra?
I don't know. But that's okay.
I can see that. I can see that. But are we missing, like, what about, like, Gambling Huff?
Me personally, I ain't battling Quincy Jones.
That's why I say Gambling Huff, because you went like segments of people. Frank Sinatra, only one that got like that type of is Gambling Huff, like people who done like from the stylistics on way down, like it. But I do like the Dre comparison, but I'm like, when you just said all what he done, I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, but Dre, I mean, you know, from Dre, from Snoop to Pac and all those that he's. I mean, so it'll be interesting. I just want to hear the song.
I like the playlist of the two.
Yes,
I think.
But you only get 20 now. You only get 20. I ain't talking about no catalog because nobody got 4 days to listen to all these music.
See, that's the thing. Like Quincy ain't gonna just go for 20. He said, "Man, I gotta go." Quincy gonna hit us with a series.
Yeah, he
gonna be like the first series, the Juke Joint. This series, Secret Garden.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like he gonna hit you with a series. Like you can't just get him. You can't get Quincy 20.
Okay, Drake and Hove.
That would be a good one. But I'd rather see Hove and Nas.
Really?
Yes.
So if you got to put some money on, so hey, your money, you got to put a meal down. Hove and Nas.
I got to put a meal down either one?
Yeah, the winner.
I'm going to have to say, you get 500, you get 500. Because both of y'all are winners. Like, that's Hove and Nas,
okay.
Bruh.
Prince and Michael.
Woo! So you know
it's more difficult than you think because Prince was a writer, and people forget that.
And now I'm about to go on your side with that one. I'm on your side with that one. I'm on like people probably get mad they see this.
Yes.
But don't you, that Prince? It said written, composed, and produced. And composed and produced is the same thing. So what is composed? Some extra stuff? You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So, like, that's serious, bro. So I was thinking, like, a whole creation of, like, doing that. Like, cause I want to see that. I want, like, people to pick the best from his family 20 and the Jackson family pick their 20.
Right.
That would be amazing. Because, you know, all this technology.
Yeah, we can put a hologram. We put the hologram up.
Yeah, the AI, we're going to love it.
Yes.
We gonna go crazy. With the new technology, we gonna go
Well,
crazy.
since we got the hologram, we got the technology.
Yeah.
Tupac and Biggie.
You know, that's what the world waiting for.
That's what we all waiting for.
Yeah. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it like long as people, to me, it's like, let me as Swizz be creative. Don't judge it. People like, oh, don't play with the dead, don't do that. I get it, but it's like, it's music.
Right.
I want to hear the music. I want to know I want to relive these memories again. You know what I'm saying? I really think the Tupac and Biggie is necessary.
Right.
And I know people are probably gonna be upset. I just think Aaliyah too.
Yes.
I just don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Who you gonna put against?
That's what I don't know. But she needs to be in this conversation.
Whitney and Mariah.
That needs to be done. I like that. Look at that playlist. Mariah and Whitney. Do you know how they catalog gonna go out the roof?
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a beautiful. I'd rather see that one first.
That's what you want to see first.
I'd rather see not the Biggie Tupac, but that one.
Right.
Because that sets a tone. It gets the world ready.
Right.
It sets a sentimental tone. And it's like, Mariah, we gonna cry. We gonna be emotional. And Mariah gonna bring it. Because she gonna talk her talk. And them songs back to back.
Right.
And just us seeing it. You know, they try these documentaries where I Wanna Dance. But that's really the I Wanna Dance with somebody. If we did a verses, the I Wanna Dance, what everybody want to do, just document on Whitney, is really the verses, like what you just said, Whitney and Mariah Carey.
Who can we put Adele against?
I would love to see Adele go really against Alicia again.
Okay.
I know Alicia did John, and that was great. She did that one, but I would want to see Alicia again with Adele.
I don't know if anybody's ever thought about this one. What about B and Riri?
You know, like, it's funny.
Or who could we put against B? Is there anybody we can put against B? Aretha Franklin?
It can't be nobody from her era.
No, no, it can't. She's a standalone.
It has to be a Aretha Franklin. It has to be somebody of somebody that's here. If a legend is here or a legend is not here.
Right.
She's a standalone.
Who could we put against Marvin Gaye? Teddy Pendergrass, or Luther, Barry White. I'm trying to think. Sam Cooke. I mean, who would you like to see go battle Marvin?
What name you just said? You said like 4.
I said, I started out with Marvin.
Teddy.
Teddy P.
I think Teddy. Mercy, turn off the lights. I'm doing like a collage in my head. Oh, that's a good playlist. Not only that, versus is a curated thing, so it's like your curation is accurate because I'm looking at playlisted. Because like you said, we raised the catalog, and that's what Swizz is great at, is curating these playlists in the whole, like, the versus genre or someone. Because when people go back and listen to the playlists, and when you put,
I didn't know they had that song. I didn't know you do that.
Exactly. And now you got more music too in your car.
Right.
You know, now you're like, oh, the verses is Marvin and Teddy. So now you go on your Apple Music, you like, wow.
But Teddy, I mean, people don't remember this, but Teddy used to have female-only concerts. Tell me how the nigga do that. Female only.
That's why I say, that's a mean one.
You know what to do. Hit the subscribe button and become an official member of Club Shay Shay, where we do something before two something.